I bring you greetings from the Greene County African American Museum, which is a beautiful place, and it's getting more beautiful every day. It is our hope that you come visit us, because the majority of our tourists come from out of town or out of state. So you need to visit your local Greene County African American Museum. And I have always, like many of you, been interested in where do I fit into the history of my community. I believe that each of us should always feel ownership in our community. Growing up in a small rural community, you don't have that luxury. Growing up in White Plains, I wanted to know, and as I got older, I learned more and more. I learned that there were those who always desired to be and become, to always desire to do something greater for their community, beginning with the grandparents of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. His grandparents were enslaved in Penfield, Georgia. And they were Willis and Lucretia Williams. They grew up on a plantation there. When they were emancipated, they relocated to another area of Greene County, and they had a son who was Dr. King's grandfather. And his name was Adam Daniel Williams. Later, he moved to Atlanta and became pastor of Ebenezer Baptist Church. And he also started Atlanta's first NAACP. And his heart was always with black men and women become business owners. Come on down during Reconstruction. There was this young man that was raised on the plantation of John Colby. And his name was Abram Colby. He became Greene County's first black representative that went to the state in 1868. He and 32 other blacks was officially elected from 33 counties. And I'm quite sure it was a struggle just to get to Atlanta, because, they didn't have cars or things that they could use to get there. When they got there, when these 33 beloved men got to the state capital, whites had decided to expel them because of their color, because of their former status as slaves. And they didn't get reseated until 1872. And I honor and I celebrate the tributes that people like we knew, local people like Mr. Breeding, Mr. Hudson, Mr. Adberry, Glenroy Rowland, who was the city of Greene County's first black police officer. There is so much history here that is being unearthed. And you cannot say that you're not interested, because it's all a part of each of us. And we just cannot say enough, we cannot do enough to honor and celebrate those men and women who didn't have anything, but always had a desire to be and become. And all they wanted, like all of us want today. No matter what area you in this world, whether it's music, whether it's acting, we just want an opportunity. Give us an opportunity and we will make it happen. Because we believe there's something greater in us that only we can accomplish. And I'm just so elated that there are those who have a hope, who have a desire, who have compassion. Because none of us birth things by ourselves. It takes the totality of the community. And we must remember that when we are teaching our children. We all have gifts of becoming, and we should not desire to hinder anybody. Because those people bore things that we can't even imagine. Even during Abram Colby area, when he was growing up in Green County as enslaved, when he became a representative, he was perpetrated against by the KKK. Being stripped in the woods and beaten, being shot at in his house. He had 2 children, and his daughter was so traumatized when the KKK came and got their father, until she died a year later from this trauma, because guns were pulled on them and everything. We were so appreciative last September the 9th to celebrate these 33 men. And we were so blessed that we had friends that assisted us in finding Abram Colby's descendants who knew nothing of him, nothing of his contribution, nothing of his origin, didn't know who he was. But now they do. And we must encourage each other. We must build each other. We must pour into our children, because they are such bright lights. I love the little band up here, really cutie. Had my instruments going, my saxophone. That was so beautiful. And I applaud you all for what you're doing out here, because it makes all the difference in the world. So it is imperative that each of us honor and celebrate ourselves. And we'll be glad to be moving back to Greene County pretty soon. We can do more. But always, always support one another. Always honor and celebrate each other. And always continue to unearth. You know, you take journals or paper and document about your grandma, your mama, your uncle. Because everybody got an uncle that, you know, you throw it all. But always document those events and those characteristics that they had. It's important. Because when they are gone, it's over. And I just thank you all. I'm grateful for the history. And later this year, there's going to be a documentary coming to town about us in September, and I hope you can attend. We'll be getting more information out, and we're just grateful. Thank you so much.